Okay, so just follow me. Sorry, mate. Okay, so the thing that I like to do in Good Convos is, I don't know how you call it, but without saying pause, can you remember the first time we met?
See, had I left showers by the time you turned up?
Yeah, you wasn't. When I got there, I saw you after. No, I've never seen you play as a kid. I don't think I've seen you play as a kid. I think there might be 1 or 2 times where you popped in, but I was more made familiar as you after when I came back. And then, like, when all of your boys, you get together and you might come to a scrimmage together, and like where, it's like a social thing for you guys. And I think I might have seen you 1 or 2 times, but yeah, so that was it. But Towers now.
Okay. Yeah, because I left Towers. Hold on. I'm kind of giving them extra timeline, so I can't remember these.
That's fine, bro. That's fine. It's right, bro.
Just before internet. So I left Towers about 98.
Yeah. I went to Joe's. That would have been under 19, so that would have been probably.
Because you got to think as well. I'm like 3 or 4 years older than people like Phil and Rodney and stuff. So I was when all the rough and ready stuff happened. I'd already kind of been there, done it, and moved on. Or put like this. I wasn't selected for my last year.
Wait, hold on, wait, stop, wait. First, wait, because you mentioned several stuff that we was talking about and you didn't mention it before. Okay, so hold on, wait. Okay, wait. So, can you remember the first time we actually met first? Can you remember, or for you, when we kind of like crossed paths first?
It must have been a run, either maybe something like Britannia, or potentially somewhere like when you used to run up and down sometimes the East Way in the summer and stuff. So it might have been around there. But you was a leopard star, right?
Yep. I was there when it was called East London Leopards.
Who was that? Who was your coach?
It was Humphrey Long.
Oh, was it Humphrey?
Yeah, he coached me.
What, John Clark?
It was John Clark came more after my second year. So the year that Major and them lot left, at the 19s, we were next up.
Okay.
And then I played one season there, and excuse me, my coach was that time it was
what, Sean Reed?
Tim. No, it was Tim Lewis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He actually coached me, and as a professional, he wouldn't play me on this team, which is hilarious. I'm still holding that one. And his assistant. I think it's Clark. He was just so cool. He was so cool. I think his assistant. On one of my other podcasts, I did mention it. So yeah, but yeah, I was there for that. So Eastway. So what was your thoughts when we like? Because to me, sorry to make it racial because we play basketball, but
who's this white dude?
No, it wasn't who's this white dude. It's like ever since white men can't jump, it's like we all know, like white players can shoot, especially back in the day. Let's just be real, yeah. Like there was athletic players because like back in the day, people couldn't do everything. It was in a mindset. It's like, okay, that's a dunker, that's a shooter. That's someone who dribbles the ball well. And it was like, I don't know why everybody was just like, it's not why, but it was good because everyone just did what they could do to the best of their ability. So, like when you'd have a team, if someone's going to dunk it, it's going to be the dunker. If someone's going to get a free, it's going to be the person who shoots free. If you've got the best ball handle on your team, he's probably going to take point. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So for me, I think when you turned up, I didn't have any conversations with you at all because you got with the old guys. I was like the baby pup.
Yeah, I came in with like my walking stick and my wheelchair.
No, to be honest with you held your own because all I can remember is like all your teammates that you came up with, like as soon as you had the ball, it was like you really was the shooter. You catch my drift?
Yeah.
They all just be like, let it go, and then it's like you would let it go, and it'll go in, and it's like it's funny as a child watching you lot play. It's like you lot knew each other so well. You knew when the person's going to shoot, and it was just funny, especially when you lot in the gym. And as a young pup watching you guys, that's what I remember of you. I remember you was the shooter. You wasn't greedy, but if you was open and you wanted to shoot it, most of the time it went in. That was my first time. I think it probably must have been Eastway. It was at Eastway because that was the summer that I tried out for.
Okay.
Yeah, that was summer, and that's when every week new member of the Avengers would come in, a new superhero would come in. You know, just people you don't even know. You're like, you don't even know how old people are. Like, the most confusing place you think you're playing against a kid. He's an adult. You think you're playing against an adult, and you're playing against like a 10-year-old. It's nuts.
I mean that was almost typical of like a Joe session. I mean, even when we were playing under 23 Division 2, and I was the second oldest on the team, in front behind of like Bones, like Derek, and we'll be playing, we'll be warming up, and there'd be a 14-year-old kid in practice. And I'm like, Joe, who's this? Like 14 years old playing with us. That's like, but it was like literally once them kind of things happened, it was like, oh man, I think my time's here done. You know, I need to move on.
So earlier on, because we missed this bit, and like I tell everybody, before I was a player, I was a fan. Yeah, a bit of a fanboy when it comes to British basketball, believe it or not. So you played in the not infamous, I can't even think of a good word for it, but you played in, which Rough and Ready was you there when Rough and Ready was born?
I played in the first 2 Rough and Ready.
Wow. So wait, let's unpack it. So when did they start talking about this event? Because back then no one knew what Rough and Ready was when you were going to go for it, right?
What was that like? I think it was like pitched to us, I think, by Joe saying, "Oh, there's an under 25 tournament, and they want a team from the East, and you know, we're in." I was like, okay, and that was pretty much it. So we turned up to the rec. We were given Adidas reversible kits, no numbers, just, you know, and we played 3 games and like the same kind of format that they have now, but it wasn't, well, as they had then, I should say, but it wasn't as high profile as it became.
Okay.
It was like the tournament, you know, the bleachers were full and it was kind of a good run, and like, you know, you'd have all the Manchester guys come down, and like West London guys, it was like Julius and Junior and all them guys would play, and it was good competition. Then played in the second one. It started to get a little bit more kind of, I wouldn't say organized because they run it really well, but it became a little bit more fashionable. You know, it started to, so again, we didn't have reversibles. We were given Adidas, so every team had a different color. I think ours was black. We had, you know, we had Rough and Ready in the middle and whatever. Then I missed the next 2 years because I just couldn't get into the team, because now that time you've got all these guys like Drew and Olu and Richard Midgley and Errol and Steve and Rodney, Julian, all becoming into their, like, you know, kind of like their junior prime, and it was like I just become, in the end I ended up just rocking up. Didn't go to the 3rd one, went to the 4th one, I think it was, and I kind of got in because I was like Rough and Ready alumni. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to pay these 3 things, got my ticket and just like that.
Doesn't matter.
And that was when it was crazy. That was when it's to the point of where, near enough, 3 of the teams were pretty much East teams. they were all played, you know, they all played for Joe at some point or the other. You know what I mean? It become that. If you couldn't get into the East team, you could get into the South or the
Yeah. I played for my first team I played for was South.
Yeah.
And then after that, I believe I played for North. And then when when he said I was ready, I finally got to play with East. And I played two
and
years.
that was it. It was you know, you were so desperate to play for the East. That was it.
You know that you know the feeling, isn't it? It's like that's kind of like, especially, you know, when like let's just be honest, like I said, they were the Avengers. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So it's like, as a kid, you've seen them. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, they were so advanced that half of them, when I used to see them play, I didn't know they were the same age as me. It's like, that's why even as an adult, like now, it's like a lot of people don't understand like how much they developed over such a short space of time. It's ridiculous. So Towers, you played for London Towers.